audience with your music would be severely hampered by, you know, you got to find a producer, and then you got to find someone to distribute your music.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Social media is it's a finicky thing. I'm interested in expanding into it more myself. But what have been your experiences with social media in and outside of your music?
Inside of my music, I mean, social media has definitely been a huge help. You have to learn how to utilize it, and like you said, the ins and outs of social media. It's not just about posting and just hoping somebody comes knocking on your door. You actually have to work for it. So I've realized with social media that you have to be consistent. If you're here or there, missing, drop something here, drop something there, it doesn't really work for you unless you just kind of have that audience and that reach already. If you have 1 million something, you know, followers or viewers or whatever it is, you can just drop something every now and again. But if you are, for me, if I want to release something, you don't really know your approach. Do I drop this today and hope, you know, X amount of listeners listen to it, or do I promote this one single for 4 months and generate the following? Outside of social media, I mean, same thing for everybody else. Like when I'm just posting regular pictures that have zero to do with my music or whatever it is, I get a pretty good following. I will tell you, I used to be lame on social media, like a loser, a complete loser. And I'll be honest, I was a loser when I was younger. I was a kid that knew everybody, but didn't associate with everybody. But it was, like I said, music just kind of took a turn and helped me out in that instance.
Okay. Now, I did want to ask you about your college. Like, is that your fraternity or not fraternity? Sorority?
Yeah.
What is that?
Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I crossed back in spring of 2013. I was actually raised to be a Delta by my aunt.
I literally know nothing about Greek, so you'd have to explain the whole thing to me.
I'll give you a quick breakdown schematic. So there are Black Greeks, White Greeks, Oriental Greeks, and although we all live in the same community, quote unquote, it is still very segregated in a way. So I'll talk about mine because I know more about mine than I do about what you would call white sororities and fraternities. So there's the Divine Nine, and that just means 9 fraternities and sororities all grouped together into the National Panhellenic Council. And it's primarily African American. It's not a requirement to be African American.
Right.
Neither is it a requirement for you to be that white black girl that everybody likes. So within the Divine Nine, you have 5 fraternities, 4 sororities. And you kind of just choose whichever one fits your personality and is going to help you grow in a way that you want to grow. At least that's what I believe. A group that's not going to make you be something that you're not. In a group that allows you, like I said, to grow and prosper. And the best part about that is the networking. I can go anywhere and find somebody who is just not in my organization, but in the Divine Nine period. I've met warrant officers who were Sigmas, who are my fraternity brothers. We're constitutionally bound. I've met sergeants, drill sergeants, officers who are Zetas, in which, quite honestly, it kind of gives you a leg up. So let's say I wanted to go officer, and you need like referrals. They don't have to know me from anything. I can just walk up to them and be like, can I have a referral? And just based off the pure bond that you guys share, because you guys went through the same things to be in your organization, they're going to give you a referral. Don't even have to know my last name. And 9 times out of 10, you'll write your own referral, send it to them, they'll approve it, send it back, and sign it. But being Greek, it doesn't mean that you stick with your one organization. I talk to all organizations, but just because I didn't join theirs doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with theirs. It just wasn't for me. For instance, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Every sorority and fraternity has a stereotype. So the AKAs were the high sedity light-skinned girls with the weave, and they didn't really wear like the fro or anything like that. Yeah. And some stereotypes are true, and they're known to be stuck up, mean, and there's been plenty of them I met that aren't like that at all. Deltas are considered to be, or Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated are considered to be the dark-skinned ratchet girls, the I want to fight everybody, knuck if you buck type girls. And again, I've met plenty of them that aren't like that at all. My organization, we're known for eating for whatever reason. We're known as the big girls. Obviously, I'm not big.
Nope.
But we're just kind of known as just we're chill vibe. There really is no stereotype about us besides eating. And then you have the Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, which they were the last female organization to be a part of the Divine Nine. And same thing with them, they're known as the Pretty Poodles. They're tied heavily with Kappa Alpha Psi. And I mean, they're a chill group too. But for me, it all depends on what school you go to, depending upon what organization you join. Personally, none of the organizations are different from one another besides the colors that they decide to choose. It just all depends on who you want to be your sorority sister or your fraternity brother for the rest of your life, or the people you want to be around for the rest of your life. I could have easily went to a school because I was raised to be a Delta. I could have been a Delta at a different school. Just when it came to the Deltas at my school, I didn't particularly like them because I felt like I had to be somebody I wasn't. And I saw somebody who I was friends with who, just like me, black, gay, female, and I feel as if it changed her. Now, she could have changed because she wanted to change, but I did see times where she looked awkward. Dress, heels, pantyhose, and stuff like that. And that's not to say within my organization that that's not required. There are times that that's required, but I don't mind it because it's not forced.
Yeah.
For other organizations, it just seemed forced, and it didn't seem like I wanted to be friends with y'all for my life.
Got it. Have you, you said you met some folks in the military. Have you, who shared the fraternity? Have you, musically, has that come up at all, or?
No, I'm not around them like that. I just see them driving, see the license plate, throw up a signal here and there, and we just get to talking and chatting, and they've been more like mentors to me. I haven't met anybody that's my rank. A lot of them, like I said, E6s and above, warrant officers. So they kind of help guide me through the military whenever it is I have a question. I feel as if it's a question I'm not necessarily comfortable bringing to my leadership, I'll go to them to see what advice that they can give me personally.
Okay, so you're dating someone right now?
Something like that.
Something like that. Okay. Is she in the military as well, or no?
No, she is in her master's degree program in biotechnology.
At AU?
She's at Claflin University in South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you go up there a lot?
Yeah. It's only an hour, 40-minute drive, so it's really not bad. So we see each other often. But due to my military situation, I can't just come up there
right.
during the week. But the time we spend together is definitely nice.
Do you get out a lot in the Augusta area, or do you kind of just stay to yourself on the base?
Depending. I do have friends that I've known since my Pensacola days when I was in training down there. So a lot of them are here. I've got some friends in Fort Stewart that I go visit. But a lot of the times I'm out of town. I always say this about me. I am never where I live. I'm either in Charlotte all the time, trying to continue my music there. South Carolina, visiting the girl that I guess you would say dating. Or I'm here. I'm a person that needs to recharge. But as for getting out in Augusta, I do. With the people that are here, we'll go downtown like First Fridays, hang out, drink, play games and stuff like that.
What things do you like to do in Augusta?
Like I said, I'm never where I live. So I do like to go to the bar, hang out with friends, but as for like stuff to do in Augusta, I have zero idea what there is to do in Augusta. I went to the Masters this past year.
Really?
Somebody had a free ticket, so
Nice.
I slid in there. Luckily, it was free because those tickets are thousands of dollars.
Yes, they are.
But I was still like in the bleachers, couldn't see anything, but still went. And I was off some random guy I met at Enterprise because I used to rent cars all the time.
Okay.
And he's like, "Hey, come to the Masters with me," and then me and him ended up kicking it and just being friends.
That's nice. Did you meet anyone interesting at the Masters, or?
Nope. Tried to get real close to Tiger Woods, didn't happen. You have to shoot your shot some way somehow.
Yeah.
But just kind of really hung out with his people and just had a good time.
Okay. All right. Gosh, I think that covers most of it. Is there anything else that you'd like to share? Anything that you want to put out for my audience, I guess?
Working on solidifying a project for 2019. I have zero idea of the release date. I'm in the business now of, I'm kind of tired of doing everything myself. I'm tired of producing and recording and writing. I want to get to a point where I can just come to the studio, record, and leave it in that person's hands. I'm trying to find like the 40 to my drink. Just trying to find somebody that understands me and that wants to progress their skill in their craft.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to mixing and mastering, honestly, I learned it on the fly. And I learn as I go. But I'm not a master at it. Neither do I ever kind of plan to be a master at it. I want somebody that understands my framework, I understand their framework, and we can collab. So I've got a producer in mind. Pretty sure I'm going to go back to my old guy that did my first tape because he's progressed significantly in his career as well. And working on building a team. Honestly, just people who all share the same goal, and we can get there. And obviously money stands in the way. Because with people nowadays, they want to get paid right then and there.
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
well, you know, if I was getting a $50 million advance, I'd pay you. I'm not getting that. We're working toward that.
Right.
But like I said, working on a couple projects this year, trying to solidify. Definitely still working with Def Jam on a couple of things, but that's where I'm trying to route the project through is through Def Jam. They allotted me one project, and I'm gonna try and squeeze 3 in.
Hey, get what you can get.
Exactly.
Okay, well, Ashley, it was great talking to you. I really appreciate you coming out here to the library in Augusta. So I think that's where I'm going to cut it.
All right, I appreciate it. If y'all can, follow me on Instagram, KingAshley_I. Snapchat is KingAsh_I. Follow my music page on Facebook. It's King Ashley I. King Ashley the First, for those of y'all that don't know Roman numerals. And that's all I got.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sweet. 34 minutes. That's good.
That was actually pretty smooth.
Yeah. I was actually a little nervous. I think it's the cable is fucked up, so I'm gonna have to clean that post, and that's gonna be a pain in the ass. But